this rocky road. I just had to find my way. I finally found my home. Let's get it, I'm here to stay. The vibes is in the air. The culture is bone chillin'. I had a long talk with God, and I told him it's just different. I do what I have to do. If that means my whip lane switching, I do what I gotta do. If that means that I'm plain tripping. Think you can't stand me now? Tell them just pay attention. Prepare for the celebration. Calling plays like I'm Lane Kiffin. Everyone with me now, yeah, we all got the same mission. I roll with bandits, so there's nothing we ain't getting. Take over your trap, they freezing up, got the game glitching. Everyone watching me just to see how the game shifted. Here, hold my beer, you can take a sip. Say the block is hot, watch this ring drop the temp. Play around if you won't have your name in the news clip. I moved on and they still hate. Don't miss me with that bullshit. Let's go. Just take a look around, dog, it's just different. Don't bring no drama around me, cause I hear it different. Count money a long time, but it's been different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. Man, I must remind you, dog, it's just different. Yeah, I got some bandits around me and they hear it different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. We just different. It's just different. Took the path down this rocky road. I just had to find my way. I finally found my home. Let's get it, I'm here to stay. The vibes is in the air. The culture is bone chillin'. I had a long talk with God, and I told him it's just different. I do what I have to do. If that means my whip lane switching, I do what I gotta do. If that means that I'm plain tripping. Think you can't stand me now? Tell them just pay attention. Prepare for the celebration. Calling plays like I'm Lane Kiffin. Everyone with me now, yeah, we all got the same mission. I roll with bandits, so there's nothing we ain't getting. Take over your trap, they freezing up, got the game glitching. Everyone watching me just to see how the game shifted. Here, hold my beer, you can take a sip. Say the block is hot, watch this ring drop the temp. Play around if you won't have your name in the news clip. I moved on and they still hate. Don't miss me with that bullshit. Let's go. Just take a look around, dog, it's just different. Don't bring no drama around me, cause I hear it different. Count money a long time, but it's been different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. Man, I must remind you, dog, it's just different. Yeah, I got some bandits around me and they hear it different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. We just different. It's just different. Took the path down this rocky road. I just had to find my way. I finally found my home. Let's get it, I'm here to stay. The vibes is in the air. The culture is bone chillin'. I had a long talk with God, and I told him it's just different. I do what I have to do. If that means my whip lane switching, I do what I gotta do. If that means that I'm plain tripping. Think you can't stand me now? Tell them just pay attention. Prepare for the celebration. Calling plays like I'm Lane Kiffin. Everyone with me now, yeah, we all got the same mission. I roll with bandits, so there's nothing we ain't getting. Take over your trap, they freezing up, got the game glitching. Everyone watching me just to see how the game shifted. Here, hold my beer, you can take a sip. Say the block is hot, watch this ring drop the temp. Play around if you won't have your name in the news clip. I moved on and they still hate. Don't miss me with that bullshit. Let's go. Just take a look around, dog, it's just different. Don't bring no drama around me, cause I hear it different. Count money a long time, but it's been different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. Man, I must remind you, dog, it's just different. Yeah, I got some bandits around me and they hear it different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. We just different. It's just different. Took the path down this rocky road, I just had to find my way. I finally found my home, let's get it, I'm here to stay. The vibes is in the air, the culture is bone chilling. I had a long talk with God, and I told him it's just different. I do what I have to do, if that means my whip lane switching. I do what I gotta do, if that means that I'm plain tripping. Think you can't stand me now? Tell them just pay attention. Prepare for the celebration, calling plays like I'm Lane Kiffin. Everyone with me now, yeah, we all got the same mission. I roll with bandits, so there's nothing we ain't getting. Take over your trap, they freezing up, got the game glitching. Everyone watching me just to see how the game shifted. Here, hold my beer, you can take a sip. Say the block is hot, watch this ring drop to Tim. Play around if you won't have your name in the news clip. I moved on and they still hate. Oh, miss me with that bullshit. Let's go. Just take a look around, dog, it's just different. Don't bring no drama around me, cause I hear it different. Count money a long time, but it's been different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. Man, I must remind you, dog, it's just different. Yeah, I got some bandits around me and they hit different. I just do it like I'm Nike, but I'm just different. We just different. It's just different. Took the path down this rocky road, I just had to find my way. I finally found my home, let's get it, I'm here to stay. The vibes is in the air, the culture is bone chilling. I had a long talk with God, and I told him it's just different. I do what I have to do, if that means my whip lane switching. I do what I gotta do, if that means that I'm plain tripping.
Live in the house
just pay attention. Prepare for the celebration, calling plays like I'm Lane Kiffin. Everyone with me now, yeah, we all got the same mission. I roll with bandits, so there's nothing we
How's everybody doing on this Monday? Monday. We started the week, I think, off in a hot way. Last night was very productive. Going into literally the middle of the night, we were working. And got a lot done for the future of this website, the future of what we're liking to do in this industry as far as covering LSU, covering the best we possibly can, and trying to deliver the number one fan base in the country, the number one coverage in the country. And we're not there yet, but we're trying to be able to do, hey, if you want a cutting edge podcast right now about this incident or that incident, or this practice, this game, whatever's gone on, you're going to get it here. If you want a cutting edge article, we're going to try and make sure that you can get it here. We want to make it a one-stop shop for LSU content. That's why we've tried to really cover as many bases as possible and try to do as many things. We've tried to do exclusive interviews with players, with coaches, with all sorts of people, family members. We've tried to do interviews, even media members as well. We've tried, breaking news for years now at this point. A lot of those types of things. It's not to massage my ego or whatever. It's really about trying to provide the best content. We want to do the best job I possibly can for you guys because you're the best fan base in the country, and we damn well know so. And I proudly am part of that. You know, I see a lot of the things going on right now across the FCC landscape and across the college football landscape for a lot of teams, a lot of programs, and it really doesn't. It doesn't make me feel very good about the future of college football. You know, it really makes me feel a little worried for the future of college football. But the future of LSU, I think, is in a great moment, and it's in great hands. And that's not to say every coach that we've hired is going to be, winning every single thing in sight. That's not to say that every, decision that's made by Verge, by anybody in that athletic department, if it's going to be a complete hit or a complete miss. These things don't have to be so black and white. There's going to be seasons where maybe we come up short, and maybe we're not playing up to our ultimate, that type of stuff. But maybe there's also going to be seasons where LSU wins a national championship coming up here. And I will remind everybody, I believe it's 2027 or 2028, the national championship game returns to the Superdome. Yep, Monday, January 24th, 2028. So it will be that 2027-28 season. So this year, 2026/27. God, I feel like these years are just going by so fast. So next year will be that shot at the Superdome. So maybe it's not year one with Kiffin, but my God, I tell you what, if we miss a Superdome national championship game for the first time since, man, I'm trying to think the first, or I should say the last time LSU missed a championship game that was in the Superdome. It has to be in the 90s at some point. But we have to make that game in Superdome. College football. Let me take a look at this. Okay, so we missed it. Florida State beat Virginia Tech in the Michael Vick's freshman season, I believe, in that national championship game in the Superdome in 2000. So that 99-2000 year was so technically in the 21st century we did miss one, but it was just barely in the 21st century. Other than that, LSU has been in the last four of them. Three out of four we've won. Obviously, you remember, we all know those games, the records: Oklahoma, Ohio State, Alabama beating us, and then us beating up on Clemson. What I want to talk about tonight, and I really want to get granular with things more, because we've been in like 10,000 feet mode, looking at everything from high above, and I like that vibe. I like that kind of how do I say it? That kind of way of looking at things. I like that suspended animation of like, hey, wait, let's take a pause, let's take a breath. What's going on here? Because not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people are capable of even doing that. And I like, in this day and age where things are so fast-paced, and I feel like a lot of depth, a lot of nuance, a lot of layers to things just go completely missing because of that. We've got to have speed. And here's the thing. I'll even look at my own work. When I have to write an article really quickly, like at night, it might be good, but I feel like if I can spend as much time as possible on something, sometimes it just gets better and better and better and better and better. there's more information, there's more layers, there's more new stats that I find, and usually they're homegrown stats where it's not just like something spells something out and I'm like, but like oh wow, he converted, 13 third downs through reception, or some type of like kind of next level stat. He forced 7 errant throws through sticky coverage, just these type of things where though it gives you more of a complete picture of the entire player, the entire coach, of the entire whole scene that we're trying to depict and show. And so we're going to try and cover things as much as we can in a 3-dimensional way. You're going to see articles that can also translate into podcasts so that we can get the point across in both ways, multiple ways. And we're going to try and do some experimentation here. We're going to try and bring out as many big time guests as we possibly can. We just had Jacques Doucet on just a bit ago, probably the GOAT, covering LSU football, LSU, any sport really, covering LSU period. Probably Jacques Doucet is the GOAT, I'd have to say. He made our number 1 list of all, top 10 LSU media members, so there's a reason for that. Definitely check out the interview with him that we did just recently. We were absolutely trying to reschedule that Peyton Houston interview, but I'm not sure what's going on with that, because everything was kind of figured out, and then kind of some radio silence. I'm not sure what was going on there, but we'll try and figure that out. Hopefully we can get Peyton on the show. Sometimes in the past, this has meant bigger things than he doesn't want to go on your show, because obviously he wanted to come on the show. There has been in the past, I'm not saying that this is the case here, but there has been in the past times where people have scheduled a show with us, and then something has gone down in like the week or 2 before the show or whatever, and then it's, no, I don't want to go on the show. And then they decommit like that. Like days later. So, and then we find out, oh, this is why they decommitted this. And so it's like they didn't want to come on the show and kind of like, hey, rah rah LSU, when they didn't really have the full feeling behind it, the full intention behind it. So like, I'm not saying that's the case with Peyton Houston, but he could see Houston Longstreet and Landon Clark's spring performances and kind of wonder, you could kind of see maybe the debate and the furor over him versus Elijah Haven, but it's like, dude, LSU accepted your commitment, and we barely even pursued Elijah Haven. So I don't know why Peyton Houston wouldn't feel secure in that commitment. I think he does. I think this is just either he doesn't want to come on our show for some reason. Oh, maybe I don't really like this guy type of a thing, or which is actually, believe it or not, as I guess unlikable as we can be with some people, is very rare. It's very rare that people have refused to come on the show because they don't like us. I think maybe he's just too swamped or whatever. Maybe he's just too busy. But hopefully we can get him back on the show. I can see that there's a comment. Yeah, what's up, Go? He said, yeah, when was the Peyton show going to be rescheduled? I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. A lot of people were looking forward to that because they wanted to know some answers to some questions. It had been a while since he had really given an in-depth interview. I don't think he had really given an in-depth interview since he committed to LSU. I think he had been kind of here and there, doing a few minutes here and there, but he hadn't really like sat down and really gone through like his career and stuff. So his career so far, I hope we can get that interview because I know the fans want it. It really would absolutely, show the fan base the type of quarterback, the type of kid, the type of young man that Peyton Houston is. And the type of family that he has as well. His father, Sean, his mother, Naomi, great people. I mean, how many times do you get a parent of someone calling you to say, like, we got to reschedule, like, in the heat of, like, the actual busy schedule? They've never met me, They could have just been like, screw him. We'll talk to him whenever. But instead, they were right then wanted to make sure that I knew that they had to reschedule. So I hope we can get him back on. We'll try and definitely shoot for that. But tonight, I want to talk about LSU's 2026 wide receivers. Is this the return of wide receiver U? Because we haven't seen it, period, for the last 2-3 seasons. 2023, you saw it with Brian Thomas Jr. You saw it with of course, Malik Neighbors, who became the all-time leading LSU receiver in program history, breaking these absolute just pinnacle records by Josh Reed that people thought probably maybe that could never be broken. Well, man, he definitely did it. And if he had had a 15-game season as well, oh my God, who knows what records he could have broke. But he really didn't even play most of like 3 or 4 of those games and still put up numbers that he was cheated out of the Blitnikoff, let's be honest. He lost by 1 vote. He was cheated out of that award, let's be real here. But outside of them, outside of moments from Kayshon Boutte, especially in his freshman and sophomore seasons, LSU, some moments from Kyron Lacey, rest in peace. Outside of a few of these guys who had a few of these moments, and then you had these two who were up there with Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase territory. Other than that, you've really had a wilderness of LSU wide receiver play. Like LSU year in, year out are supposed to be dominant in the receiving game. Absolutely dominant in the receiving game. Tower of power, aerial hijackers, just completely dominant in the air, right? Well, you haven't really seen it the last few seasons. You've seen some great plays by some great players, some great young men, but you haven't seen elite playmaking prowess by LSU's receivers like you did in 2019, like you did for parts of 2020 with Terrace Marshall and Kayshon Boutte as a freshman, like you did in 2023 with Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., and Kyron Lacey, catching, I think it was like 39 or 40 touchdowns between the three of them. Kyron had 7, Brian Thomas Jr. had 17, I think Malik had 15, like just crazy numbers, guys. And I look at who we have on this roster, and I look at the springs that a lot of these receivers from George McDonald's receiving core have had this spring. And I'm just thinking, I'm not trying to exaggerate or be hyperbolic here, but you have every single athletic profile at your disposal here. You literally have, aerial skyscrapers. You have tower of power, absolute building type guys like Trey Brown, who are absolutely huge, or Roman Mothershed, or Malik Elzy. You have complete strength and power with some of those guys. You have Trey'Dez Green, who might be the just worst mismatch for any defense to deal with in college football, if utilized correctly. You have these weapons all over the field, and then you have burners. Eugene Wilson, Trey Wilson, I should say. Jace Brown. And then a guy who really, I mean, there's some guys who might be all-arounders here, but there's some guys that are just so perfectly specific in their specialties. But a guy like Jackson Harris is someone. Oh, wait, that's Jace Brown. My bad. Jackson Harris is somebody who I think, out of Hawaii, he is the leading receiver coming back. I shouldn't say coming back, but coming into the program. He is the leading receiver in that room right now, and that's Jackson Harris. And he had just under 1,000 yards at Hawaii, over 10 touchdowns, made some big plays. He's very hard-nosed receiving talent. Look at that right there. Ooh, Remember, he is playing teams like Colorado State, but still, back shoulder, beautiful play right there, beautiful rotation. That was easy. Once again, a little push there, but you got away with it. That was beautiful. Just waits in that pocket, and then I love this here, guys. And okay, I get he's playing Wyoming, and maybe you could say a guy from the SEC probably catches him there. But the way he's able to catch that, stick it in the turf and go. The way he's able to stick it and turn it loose is just climbs the stairs there. Man, he made that guy look like a piñata. Shit, man. He's an explosive player. He's hard-nosed. He's like willing to fight for the tough yards. He could be explosive after the catch. Great route runner, as you see right there. He's just burning guys. They cannot keep it with him. That's a tough, hard-nosed first down right there. Was that on third down as well? Yep, 3rd and 12 here, guys. 3rd and 12. Look at you got to keep in mind the downs, too. Big plays, big plays, big plays. That's against Air Force, one of the better defenses, too, of the Mountain West Conference. Downtown, things will be great. Jackson Harris, downtown. Man, the lefty for Hawaii hits him. Bam. And he wasn't even like a perfect red carpet in stride, but he still got him there. Oh, my God. What is Jackson Harris doing here, guys? What in the might Sharona did he just do? Oh. Okay, my bad. This whole time I have had his damn overlay over the screen. We will start this from the get-go. Sorry, guys. I always make some stupid mistake with that thing. I've got so much going on here with the production. Look at it. He's just burning people. Back shoulder, just beautiful rotation with the hips there. Maybe a little push. He gets away with it. Just no contest there. And that's 2nd and 8, big play, sticks it in the ground, and he's gone. And maybe someone in the SEC, an SEC safety, perhaps catches him there. But, climbs the stairs against Air Force. Was that on a critical down? That's on a 3rd and 8, guys. 3rd and 8, big play. The pass is maybe a little late. This guy could jump this route and pick this. Jackson Harris uses his body to not let him cut across the football. He does not let 24 break in on the ball. He uses his body to kind of block him out there and keeps him away from getting to that football. And then he climbs the stairs, gets that ball, goes to the ground. First down, baby. 3rd and 11, guys. Oh, my God. 4th quarter, 28-38. Hawaii is down by 10. And he catches this big time touchdown. Let's see what the score ended up being with that game. See if that helped them come back to win. Ooh, San Jose State still beat Hawaii 45-38. But with this type of a catch, you at least had a game. Down by 10, he cuts it within 7 on 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. We're not settling for a field goal. We're getting 7. We're actually making a game of this. Beautiful play right there. 2nd and 5. Hard-nosed possession play right there. In stride, easy. Just murdering these guys with the route runnings. 3rd and 12 right here, guys. This is a play I had to rewind. Just sticks it in there, in the pocket. Takes multiple hits. He's over there. 2nd and 12. And downtown, things will be great when he's downtown. Dun, 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 dun. And that M and W for the Mountain West look like purple and gold right there. A little foreshadowing. That is insane, guys. That one-handed catch just reaches up like oh my God, guys, that is beautiful. To make this type of a play over here, he is wide open, I get it. But look at what he can do with this space. Look at what he can do driving into just this kind of like 10-yard space. He's got 10 yards of space here. He's got 1, 2, 3. This guy could come in here and shut this down. You know, if I'm 23, I'm taking this angle. I know no matter what he does, I have to take kind of a furthest angle. And if I have to reach back to get him to the ground, I'll do that. But I'm not missing him, you know, going for distance. We're gonna cut that angle off. But watch this. 23 has no speed. Can't get there. And then he can get there. And just an arm tackles it. Nothing. Runs into his own guy. But Jackson Harris is making it all happen. Oh, guys. What down was that on? That was another third down, guys. I might have to look this up now. How many third down plays did he make? 3rd and 9. This is to basically seal the game against Air Force. Wow. 2nd and 4. Hard-nosed first down there. He takes a nasty shot there. Another contested catch, back of the end zone. I wish we'd get some replays on some of these. Oh, it's beautiful. Ooh, you really look at that. Look at that. Look at that pace. Look at that pace. He doesn't even cut that inside, you know? I'm thinking cut that inside, but here's the thing. I'm slower than way slower. He knows I'm going to beat this MFer and just turns on those jets. And even though the dude is a good angle and like almost like he's just too fast. This is where you can see what he can really do. This is a great throw too. Only where his guy can get it. Absolute poetry in motion. Okay, so we've seen a lot of Jackson Harris. Now, there's a lot of plays that Jackson Harris made that were just freaking sick right there. And a lot of contested catches. A lot of big-time third down plays on critical downs. A lot of like game-changing, game-altering moments. And I know it's Hawaii. I know it's against small, but Jackson Harris has looked like the real deal throughout all of spring, y'all. And I'm not going to say he's wide receiver 1 just yet. There's way too many receivers competing for that role. But damn, I like what I see. Now, Trey Brown out of Old Dominion, guys. This is a dude, Trey Brown. Everything says he should be a superstar for LSU. He averaged over 20 yards per catch at Old Dominion this last season. Is that Danny McBride? Oh my God, I didn't know. That's Danny McBride. Danny McBride is a freaking legend to me. Okay. Oh, yeah. Trey Brown, maybe. Ooh, that was sick. That was some diving catch right there. Oh, is that one-handed too? Guys, we need a replay on this. NC Central, though. It looks like a pseudo one-handed catch there, but that was outrageous, guys. Oh. See, that's the thing is you have to trust the evaluation with some of these guys because some of these guys, we're not going to know if they're really that good. Trey Brown, his numbers are very impressive at Old Dominion. This is a whole nother thing, though. And, you know, Trey Brown, he didn't even have the highest receiving grade of anyone on his team. There's actually a few guys who had higher receiving grades than he did last year for Old Dominion. But and just barely under the yards that he had. Ja'Cory Thomas had 717 yards. Trey Brown had 762. But 20.1 per catch. 20.1 per catch. Wow. Here's one thing, though. 38 catches from 63 targets. That's a 60.3 reception. He's got to improve on that. 38 from 63. I mean, maybe that has something more to do with the quarterback. But what's his yards after catch as well? 222 yards after catch from his 762. So not a lot. He had 5.8 yards after catch per reception at Old Dominion. But you still really like what you saw from him. You really like what you saw from him. And then you look at Jackson Harris, 67.1 receptions, completion percentage, 49 catches from 73 targets, 963 yards for Jackson Harris, 12 touchdowns last year at Hawaii, and yards after catch 358, 7.3 per reception. So markedly higher statistically and perhaps better than Trey Brown. And I got to be honest, and this is just this is just the footage that I've seen, okay? I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong on this whole thing, but from what I saw throughout spring, Trey Brown made a minimal impact. A minimal impact. Not very limited impact. And that was shocking to me. I thought he was going to immediately stamp his authority and stand out as one of the dudes. Like one of the guys to deal with. Like he's going to absolutely just dominate our DBs, make our DBs' lives a living hell. I expected that. And most of the times the DBs are making his life a living hell. And so that was really, maybe he's struggling acclimating to being a Tiger, not only being a Tiger, but also, this is LSU. This is better competition. This is far better facilities. This is far better, higher standards. This is so much more is expected of a guy like Trey Brown than would have ever been expected of him at Old Dominion, especially when you look at some of his teammates. Some of these teammates had pretty good seasons last year too. But this is a redshirt junior, okay? He's got multiple seasons of eligibility for his time at LSU. Out of Georgia, I could see him be someone who's going to maybe be more of a year 2 guy than a year 1 guy for LSU. I hope I'm wrong and he just goes off. But I think there's only going to be so many footballs to go around. And here's what we know about Lane Kiffin. He likes to feed his best players or who he believes are his best players. He's not going to have Joe Sloan type of theology where Joe Sloan has 15 different guys catching 2 passes, spread it around so much that we're not even really gaining any rhythm offensively. Lane Kiffin is not about that. He's going to feed and feed and feed his guys. And that for me, I love it. I love that philosophy. Another guy that we just spoke about earlier was Jace Brown, who I think he might turn out to be the real crown jewel of this receiving room because he's got speed, he's got hard-nosed abilities, he's got this type of attention to detail route running and just his absolute look at that. Look, I literally just said it. Usually there's a commentator's curse, but I'm talking about his route running. He just literally bamboozles Iowa State, who actually didn't they have a pretty good defense last year? Iowa State into oblivion and just making dizzying moves. Yeah, they were 26th. They were 26th in the nation. So, yeah, they had a pretty damn good defense, Iowa State. Oh my God. You know, we saw Bauer Sharp pull that off this last year, but it scared you when he did it. Jace Brown, not so much. Different athlete, different person. This is just elevation. You know, I really hope somebody does not try this where they do it and they get the helmet right to the balls. Like, I've always thought that, like, dude, there's only going to be one place that you're really going to get ripped here when you try this move. It actually protects most of your body, right? It's actually like a pretty protective move, you'd think, except for your legs and your crotch. So it's a really stupid move usually. But hell, if I could jump over people like a ninja, maybe I'd be doing it. So, like, Jace Brown, just don't get injured. Look at that dude all over him, and he still catches that thing. And he's undersized, Jace Brown, undersized, and he's just nasty. He's just nasty. Look at these moves, guys. I mean, it is the Big 12, right? Big 12 defenses. It's not just like a oh, nice kid. It's not just a stereotype Big 12 defenses. They really do suck a lot of the time. They really do allow a lot of points. They're better in recent years. But see, this is where I want to see our offense operate. And this is what I'm going to talk about a lot in this video. This is the area of the field that LSU's offense just completely ignored all of the last 2 seasons. Okay? You have all of this space over the middle of the field. You have yard after catch demon after yard after catch demon on your roster. Feed them the football in space, quick striking, quick hitting shots. You know, Garrett Nussmeier with a torn abdomen could have absolutely thrown these passes night and day. And just all night and day. And instead, you were throwing these ridiculous 5-yard out routes that were like, Nussmeier has to make an NFL throw just to not get a pick six. Like, it really helped with Nuss sharpen his arm talents, I'd guess, for the next level. But my God, so many opportunities over the middle of the field with guys like Aaron Anderson, even with Kyron Lacey's yards after catch ability, with some of these guys, Barry and Brown. You know, is Barry and Brown going to be beating guys in these contested catch moments? I mean, he did against Clemson, but not really. You want to just snap the football, have him run a slant, and in 2 seconds, the ball is out and into his chest, and he's going after the catch. Making plays after the catch like a running back with the football in his hands after the catch. You know, give these guys the football in space very quickly. I mean, you don't even have to call a route. It's literally snap the ball and just bam. Like, snap the ball, turn, and catch the damn thing. And if they give you that 5-yard, 10-yard cushion off the line, you're going to get 7 yards at a minimum before they can even get some of these guys down to the ground. And I don't know about you, but it looks like if you give Jackson Harris 10 yards of space, it's a touchdown. It looks like if you give Jace Brown 10 yards of space, it's a touchdown. So, I mean, even Trey Brown, it looked averaging 20.1 yards per catch. It looks like if you give Trey Brown, who had a bad spring, 10 yards of space, he's going to do the same thing. But look at Jace Brown here. This is what I want to see our offense doing, is cooking and working over the middle. Mesh concepts, slants, inside routes, I want it all. Crossers, I want it all. Work the middle of the field. Because you got guys like this and Trey Wilson and just, oh, man. Ooh, and takes a big hit at the end and hangs on, doesn't give a shit. Oh. Kid was born to wear purple, y'all. See, he's like an automatic 6 yards. Once again, over the middle, just cooking Dion's defense here against Colorado. And that was a high pass too. He's kind of have to hold up to get that in. He can't just go flying and just kind of zip magnetize that thing to his chest. He's got to pause just a little. Man, there's so many near touchdowns where he's like right on that 10-yard line. Ooh. Oh, baby. Oh, nice catch. Nice move. So you look at him and you think, oh, maybe he's a special teams guy. Or, I've heard a lot of different bullshit about Jace Brown. No, this dude is a beast. Jace Brown is an absolute beast, guys. I really love what I'm seeing from him. Like, there's just something about this dude where I don't know how many yards he's going to have this year. I don't know how many big plays he's going to make. I don't know how many touchdowns he's going to have. I don't even know how many snaps he's going to play. I don't know if he's going to start. But what I do know is he's going to be good. Now, here's another dude who I think is going to really be good for LSU is Winnie Watkins. 10 catches, 164 yards, and a touchdown over 90 yards in one of the scrimmages recently. Had a pretty good freshman season as well. .373 yards, 26 catches from 39 targets. Just the one touchdown, though. But once again, this is another over-the-middle burner talent for LSU, where the yards after catch potential could be enormous. And with an up-tempo offense, where you're feeling like you're sowing your wild oats once again at running back. You feel like Dylan Jones, Caden Durham, Harlem Berry. That's a fantastic trio there with some really good depth in behind. Stacey Gage, Racine Guillory. You really got some good juice there. The running back. Man, if you can cut a defense open with some of these big plays downfield over the middle, working them, gashing them with guys like this dude, Winnie Watkins, already SEC ready, already SEC proven. Guys, I have a feeling that LSU could make a lot of plays this season in the passing game. Over the middle to Winnie Watkins once again. This is how LSU's football philosophy must be this season. Really every year. Because if you look at 2019, which I've studied inside and out, a lot of those passing plays are over the middle, very quick, short routes. Joe giving the football to guys in space, or sometimes just Joe calling a deep shot and just throwing it up there and trusting his guy and putting it in the best place possible. Ooh, look at that hunger. Look at that. Look at this play. This is against this Florida, right? Okay, Florida. Yeah. Undersized my ass. He just bullies Florida right there. God, Trinidad Chambliss is so good. What a play there from... Oh, he just barely got denied a second touchdown on the season, guys. Ooh. If Winnie can stay in bounds there, and if that ball maybe is delivered just a little bit earlier, he scores. Look at that move, the hesitation. literally made that dude look like a gobstopper. Peeling off layers after layer after layer. So, Woody Watkins, someone already coached by Lane, someone that Lane already knows well, and someone Lane felt comfortable with bringing to LSU with him. And he's been featured heavily in the offense, guys. He's been featured heavily in the offense throughout spring. And he's been fantastic in spring for LSU. He's been consistent. He's made big time plays, and a lot of it's over the middle. But I'm just I'm very excited about the potential when you're looking at all these dudes from across the board. But like what we could do over the middle in cooking and just punishing defenses, wearing them down with the speed of our guys over the middle, it could be something biblical. It could be absolutely epic what we could do. And you know what? I think the next two guys I'm going to talk about may actually be maybe even the two best on the team. And they're two guys that maybe I should shout out more or talk about more. I'm trying to. I feel like I do, but I just feel like it almost like they speak for themselves with their play on the field. Like it's just incredible. Trey Wilson, guys. Eugene Trey Wilson, former Florida Gator, comes over here from Gainesville, and he's looked sharp in spring so far too. But here's what he can do at Florida, and you kind of notice some interesting structural formations they put him in, and they're doing the same thing at LSU with Charlie Weiss and Lane Kiffin's setup. Once again, throw it to these guys over the middle. Look at those crossers. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Really, that ball's got to come sooner, too. Kind of threw him right into a hit there. There's Trey Wilson against LSU. Who did he beat on that play? Oh, Ashton Stamps, and then Sage Ryan pushes him out. Because remember, Trey Wilson didn't play much of last year due to injury. Here's him against Mizzou. Touchdown in the back of the end zone against Mizzou. Great catch. Right through traffic. That's where you're going to see him used, just like Jace Brown. These guys are going to be over the middle machines. Over the middle, over the middle, over the middle. Just like Winnie Watkins, over the middle. In the flat, underneath. Oh, another. Oh, cross the formation against LSU. Can they get him? No. No, 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 no. Oh, what's that guy's name? Number 2. He was former player of Brian Kelly's at Texas. He's really did not have a good game. Oh, it's his name. I'll find his name. It's just gonna bother me until I find out that dude's name. Oh, it's on the tip of my mind too. Oh my God, what's his name? What's his name? Shit. Everyone, put in a comment or question about what you're thinking of these receivers right now while we're looking through this, because I just have to find the name of this dude who misses this. I know, God, his name is around the tip of my tongue. It's an African sounding name. Oh man, he's from Texas and Notre Dame. Whatever. Who cares? Terrible play here. Terrible play here. I don't know why I'm obsessing over this. Sorry, guys. But look at that. Trey Wilson just glides in there, guys. That's easy. 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9. Big time play right there. Big time play. Okay, watch where he comes out of the formation here. He is in the backfield. Trey Wilson. See him right here? He's in the backfield. Slips out right past the dude. Lets him go at the quarterback. Once you're not getting blocked as a pass rusher by that running back, you know there's a play afoot here. Oh, in the backfield again. Gets a handoff. Gets the first down. Fake handoff. Boom. Over the middle. Once again, over the middle. Over the middle once again. He's just dynamic. You have to feed him in space. Oh, that's just that's so much harder than it needed to be. Why did he have to go stretching for this thing? I mean, okay, well, DJ Lagway, poor throw, but he scores anyway. It doesn't matter. Over the middle, over the middle. It's the theme. It's the theme. I keep saying it. And now when I've shown you this proof, if we do it or we don't do it in the season, you're going to see why I've been repping this so hard. Because it's the key to the passing game. If we can work them over the middle and wear them down, the deep shots are going to be open nonstop. Hell of a catch there, way behind him against A&M's defense. RPO, play action, if this dude hits him in space, he could be gone. I don't see anybody here. Maybe there's one person. He could make somebody miss. But he gets it right here and still gets that first down with that ball being completely freaking behind him. Lagway over the top. Beautiful play. 1st and 20, gets the first down and more. 1st and 10, touchdown against Georgia. Big time touchdown to tie the game early against Georgia and to respond. Ooh, slant against USF, touchdown to bring Florida back in the game in the 4th quarter, guys. This tied the game up in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and goal. It doesn't get more high stakes than this, guys. Like, you're about to be embarrassed by USF. I think they ended up losing to USF in this game. Yep, USF beat them 18-16. So they would get a 2-point conversion from this play. Look at this. And we need to look up we need to look up Trey Wilson's numbers here real quick. He'll probably be under Eugene Wilson III. Here we go. So only played 8 games last year. 27 catches from 37 targets, guys. 73%. Just averaged 9 yards reception, 3 touchdowns. 132 yards after a catch from 242 yards. So he's going to eat up the ground the more and more you feed him. Let's see what his missed tackles forced was in 2024. Let's see here. 27 missed tackles forced for Eugene Wilson over 107 catches. So, okay, injuries are really his biggest issue. Injuries for Trey Wilson has been like his biggest worry. Just 37 targets in 2025, 8 games, only 26 targets the year before, and only played in 4 games. And then as a freshman, 71 targets as a freshman for Florida, played pretty much the entire season, and had 544 receiving yards, 61 catches from 71 targets, guys. 61 catches from 71 targets, an 85.9% completion rate. Wow. Oh, I know a lot of those are from short range, but Jesus. Look at this. Okay, this number is nuts. Out of his 544 yards, Trey Wilson, okay, 480 of those yards after the catch. 480 of 544. So, like, 64 yards weren't after the catch. The rest were. I mean, wow. 7.9 yards after the catch per grab. I mean, good Lord. 0 drops. I mean, he had longs of 12 yards plus in every single game, a long of 16, a long of 13, a long of 24, a long of 19, a long of 27, a long of 30. 3 games in a row with a long of 12 and then a long of 13. I mean, the more you gave this dude a ball, he's an absolute freak. I am worried that his best year was 2 years ago. I'm worried about that. However, if there's anywhere else, I mean, if there's anywhere on the planet that he can really figure that out and kind of come through that into the next phase of his career and really recapture what he was all about at Florida as a freshman, it's at LSU, and it's in this offense. I mean, that's just that's straight up obvious. Now, you've seen so many freakish one-handed catches by LSU Tigers in these camps. In this spring camp. You've seen some crazy one-handed catches. It's been beautiful to see. You've seen one-handed catches from everyone from Roman Mothershed to Malik Elzy to, of course, Jabari Mack. And Jabari Mack is somebody who, freshman. How much will he play? I'm not sure, but number 86, man, he sure looks good. Everyone knows about those moments, but here's the thing, too. Jabari Mack has also dropped a ton of passes. And if you watch our show, you've seen us study this film. We've studied the film day in, day out for most of this spring. And a lot of the time, he was making some horrendous drops after he would pull off some crazy plays. Some crazy plays like this one. I know everyone will remember this one. I'll add this one to the stage here. There we go. Everyone remembers that play. I mean, ridiculous catch. I mean, just filthy. Like a magnet. And Jabari Mack made some other big plays too. But I got to be honest, overall he wasn't impressive because it felt like he rested on his laurels after that big play, and he was dropping balls more than anything. He was lackluster more than anything at that point. And he's a freshman. He's a freshman. So what am I expecting? But here's the thing that I do know. For the future, he's going to be an absolute animal. He could do it this year. He could do it this year. But I would be shocked if he was like your main guy this year. Or even in your starting lineup or something. Like, I would be stunned by that. Not because he sucks or something like that. It's just more that, is he ready for that next step so soon? He shows that world-class ability that we all know from Louisiana receivers of yesteryear. He's got that hard-edged kind of like, I'm going to outwork you, I'm going to out-dominate you, I'm going to out-muscle you, I'm going to out-physical you type of mentality. He's got the physicality. He's got everything. But maybe the stone cold mentality of proving it every single play in, play out, maybe that's not there yet. This dude is there right now. And yes, we're going to count him as a wide receiver, even though technically he's a tight end. Trey'Dez Green, everybody, 11 receiving touchdowns in his LSU career over 2 seasons. All 11 inside the red zone. 6'7/6'8". Who's to know how really tall he is? But he's impossible to cover. If LSU actually utilize him like he should have been used his first 2 seasons, he could be a cheat code. Like literally 4 or 5 touchdowns in a game. And all of them inside the red zone, because why not? It's basically like running it in from the one, which LSU couldn't do the last few years, but then we also couldn't throw it to Trey'Dez. We wouldn't do that either. So how can LSU score in short yardage again and again and again and really make opposing defenses pay? Well, you've got the weapons to do it right now in guys like this. Trey'Dez Green is supernatural. He has the abilities to really go that next level and really be a freak show, guys. We haven't even seen him in open space. We've only used him in these kind of like jump up and catch it type of plays. We haven't seen him really go to work. We haven't even seen it. Like, let's be real about that. We haven't even seen him anywhere close to how really good he can be. Trey'Dez Green hasn't even had a 100-yard game, I don't think, yet. And I get it, he's a tight end, but man, if I have a player out there and no one can stop him, I'm throwing it to him until they can stop the kid, you know? Like, stop this dude. You can't. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to bring a safety down every time. You're going to have to bring a linebacker to kind of like rough him up off the line. You're going to have to do so many different things to try and destabilize him in the middle of a route or try and knock him off course. Your only option is really to get to the quarterback as soon as you can. Like, that's your only option. Other than that, you're screwed. Look at how easy that is. Just. Oh my God. And we can't just be using him for jump balls. He's so much better than that. He really. Oh yeah, he has a 100-yard game. He had a 100-yard game in this game I'm showing you right now against South Carolina. But man, he's already had 2 games with multiple touchdowns, one against Baylor and then one against Houston. It's interesting that both were in bowl games where we were finally just letting it loose and just Doing maybe what we should have done on offense all season, feed this type of a target. Like, hello? He really could be the best player on LSU's offense. He could be LSU's leading touchdown scorer. He could be the leader in points on the season. And I wouldn't be shocked if he goes for over 1,000 yards receiving this season and 10 touchdowns. In fact, if he doesn't, we're not using him correctly. And I think if he is LSU's leading receiver, you're going to be winning games. Whereas I think there's other guys on this list that I just showed you where even if you have a lot of love with some of these guys on this roster, you got a ton of love for a guy like Trey Brown. You got a ton of love and belief in a guy like Trey Wilson, Jace Brown, Jackson Harris, Trey Holloway. You've got so many different guys. Jabari Mack. You've got Winnie Watkins, Roman Mothershed, Malik Elzy. The list just goes on and on and on and on. And maybe you could have spent on 2 less receivers going into this season because you have such an abundance of options. But you know what? When they're making that roster, not just making it for this season, they're probably making it for a couple of years down the road. So, they know what they're doing. I just want to see those differing profiles utilized correctly and to their utmost ability because LSU could be, I mean, I don't want to say this in a way that, like, yes, it's going to happen because they have to go out there on the field and prove it, for hell's sakes. But, like, on paper, if some of these guys take that next level, even just 3 or 4 of them take that next level, like Kiffin, Glasscock, McDonald have all bet on, Charlie Weiss Jr., all these offensive coaches and GM Billy Glasscock, all these people have bet on with paying them quite substantial sums of money. Every one of these guys should be able to kind of deliver in some way, but I think there's only going to be a few that truly pop or have the opportunity to pop. There's only so much of the ball to go around. Trey Green is going to get a lot of that football. We're going to run the ball a lot, and that includes with Sam Levitt's legs. So passing-wise, I also see Malachi Thomas, the tight end, getting a lot of, maybe not a lot, but he's at least going to get some of the ball. And so out of Trey Wilson, Winnie Watkins, Trey Brown, Jackson Harris, Jabari Mack, Roman Mothershed, Malik Elzy, just off the top of my head, those 8 guys, those 8 guys right there. Who are you looking at for your starting lineup in the comments section, everybody? Who are you thinking are your starters right now? Who do you, from what you've seen in spring, what you've seen that I've just shown you, what you've seen in maybe your own private film study, because I know we have real diehard LSU junkies watching this. What are you thinking about when you're talking about who could be your starters on this roster, on this team, this season, right now? Who could be those starters? For me, Trey Green. Cordell goes blasting. Jackson Harris, Trey Green. I think those are 2 automatics in your starting lineup. I think third, your slot guy, pick your poison. Is it Jace Brown? Is it Trey Wilson? Is it Winnie Watkins? I think it's probably Trey Wilson. And you are going to rotate heavily at that spot with 3 really good dudes there. Jace Brown, Winnie Watkins, Trey Wilson, 3 absolute speed demons. And out of all these guys, too, Philip Wright III is someone who we put among our starting lineup after spring, our post-spring starting lineup prediction. And maybe Philip Wright III doesn't make the starting 11 for week 1 against Clemson. But you guys have seen this footage time after time after time, which the Verdon Verdict has filmed for us from LSU practices. Philip Wright III was so just consistent and incredibly dogged, incredibly just there was nothing about him that was divorced from like dominating. He was absolutely intent on going out there and getting a starting spot. He played like a starter, Philip Wright III. I don't care what anyone says. He made contested catches I didn't expect him to make. He was faster than I expected him to be. He's making one-handed catches, making circus catches, making impossible catches, low catches, high up catches that you think that's too tall for this kid. He took savage hits that did not dislodge the football. Number 15, Philip Wright III, guys. He's not going to be Mr. Sexy. He's not going to be Mr., Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson at the Met Gala. Let's talk about this guy every 5 seconds. But dudes, ladies, I don't know what it is about Philip Wright III, but I'm a fan. He is someone that I think could be a great player at LSU. I think he's someone who could be a fan favorite type of someone that we remember for years to come, like a John Trey Kirkland, but actually a lot more productive than John Trey Kirkland was. I could see Philip Wright III, 400 yards, 600 yards, and then maybe like 800 in his junior year. I can see him building to something like that. I can see him building from 1 or 2 touchdowns into 5 or 6, and then maybe 7 or 8. I think he is going to get better. I do not want to see LSU lose this kid to the transfer portal. I know this is such an under-the-radar player here. I know this is such a probably less talked about receiving target than other guys. I don't care. Something about Philip Wright III, the pulse I feel from this kid as far as just watching him play the game of football and knowing great receivers when I see them. You guys know great receivers when you see them too. He's got all the minerals to be amongst those categories of great LSU receivers. To be among those other names. He could do it. He's not built athletically gifted, naturally like a Terrace Marshall or Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr. He's not on that level athletically, but he makes up for it big time in every single other way. This kid plays with such heart and such absolute belief in what he can do to help his team on the field. And it is infectious, and I feel like I felt compelled, I had to name him as a post-spring starter, just because he really showed out. He was given an opportunity, and every time he got an opportunity, he took a bite out of crime and absolutely just freaking put the pedal to the metal and delivered, guys. Love what I saw from Philip Wright III. And then, Malik Elzy is absolutely towering. Number 88 for LSU, absolute towering specimen. How they will use this kid, up for debate. I think he could sneak into that starting lineup. Just off of length and strength alone, Malik Elzy could be a dominant player for LSU. Now this is the thing. If LSU does not have a good receiving game this year, that would be embarrassing. Because you spent big in the receiving department. And not only did you spend big, but you got big. You got upgrades all over the place. You have depth. You have strength. You have length. You got hops. You got contended catch it merchants. You got yards after catch burners, speedsters. I mean, here's a shot of Malik Elzy right here, just absolutely empirically huge. Dude is a mountain. Dude is a freaking mountain. He wears number 8 for LSU right now, number 88. I'm really stunned that there's some people who don't really buy into this receiving room being a hit immediately. But I get why. I saw some people saying that this receiving room is not going to be good for a year. And I understand why they say that. At the same time, I would feel like it would be a major failure. Like, you have so many great profiles of elite receiving dominion. Okay? Every guy is at least over 6'2", except for the guys who are fast as hell, like Jace Brown, Trey Wilson the third, and Winnie Watkins, who make up with that with their speed. You've got every profile you would want in a system with a play caller that loves aggression, loves aggressive play calling, pedal to the metal, rip your face off, NASCAR on meth, football ethos, where everything is just pedal to the metal, speed, up tempo, run up to the line, leave that defense vomiting on the sidelines. And this is a receiving core that could absolutely execute that game plan. And I'm not saying that they're going to have 3,000-yard guys or even 2,000-yard guys or even one. They don't have to. This receiving core doesn't have to. They just have to have the playmakers in the right place at the right time. So when it's time to burn that defense, you're using Jace Brown, Trey Wilson, Winnie Watkins over the middle, in the across the formation with a jet sweep, motion them in the backfield, in the flat, using deception, using misdirection, using the RPO play actions to your utmost advantage. And I think this is going to go LSU's way. I think LSU are going to have a strong passing game this season. I don't know how there's any other way than that they would. When you're looking at Trey'Dez Green, just from a bedrock foundation, that is a guy that I don't think anyone can cover, at least not illegally, okay? And that's size, that's length, that's power, and that's also a little bit of speed, too, in ways that really are generational. Like, this is a generational specimen at LSU right now. Trey'Dez Green, 11 red zone touchdowns, as we said before. No one can stop him in the red zone. No one can stop him from finishing off drives for LSU. Such a critical, crucial player. And you start from that bedrock foundation of, this is a guy no one can stop. And so he's going to draw double coverage. Maybe even that third guy is going to be kind of like looking over there and completely lost on the play over here because he's looking over here at Trey'Dez. He's kind of making sure the double team's rotating over and that they got him. And you're even going to see double teams where he just beats the double teams and they throw it to him anyway. And so I think you can also see Trey'Dez Green allow everyone else to shine by being that decoy as well. There's going to be plays where he's not even going to touch the football, but because of his presence, dragging all these defenders over there and away from the action, you're going to have massive vacant alleyways, abandoned beaches of space for these receivers to attack. So I'm really excited about what all of these different weapons, different varying profiles of athletes out wide and in the slot, what they can do in this offensive setup, what they can do to complement each other. And you're talking about Trey'Dez Green being that decoy that takes the pressure and maybe another guy or two off of other players and opens up that space. Man, look at what Jamar Chase did for Justin Jefferson against Oklahoma. They were doubling up Jamar. They were intent on shutting him down, and they did. He had like a couple catches like for like 40-something yards in against Oklahoma. Justin Jefferson caught 4 touchdowns in the first half. Like, like, like this is a pick your poison. We can dominate and kick your ass either way. And here's the thing, we don't even need Sam Levitt to have this type of offense. We have a great arm in Houston Longstreet who can deliver the football with that type of panache. But why you need Sam Levitt is because of that dual threat ability. Man, he's smooth passing the football. We've seen it through spring. Smooth passer. Getting better each day as a passer. But when you have a quarterback who can take off and burn the other team for 35-something yards, get out of bounds, how debilitating that is then when they have to try and catch your ass over the middle on the next play when you're running up tempo and you're calling that play in about 7-8 seconds after the guy gets that quarterback Sam Levitt to the ground. And then you're running up the middle with Dylan Jones, and you're smashing a few guys for maybe like three yards or something. It's not much, but then you're taking a breather for maybe 10 seconds, and then hurry up. So you're looking like you're gonna huddle, and then quick, like the way that Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr., Joe Cox, Dane Stevens, all this group of offensive, George McDonald, the receivers coach, the way all of these guys work together. Eric Walford, James Craig on the offensive line. It's gonna be something very interesting to see this offense go from the worst ever LSU offense into something that could be a juggernaut. I'm not just saying it because it's LSU, but this could be a freaking juggernaut offense. Here's the thing, though. The team's got to gel. We haven't seen this quarterback really delivering strike after strike to these receivers, to these tight ends, getting familiar with them. We haven't really seen him get in that offensive setup and really work with his guys. We've seen him there. We've seen him participating. We know he's studying the offense like crazy. And we know it's all about the mental preparation and stuff like that for him right now. But man, we have to see him out there as soon as possible. They need to be doing the summer of 10,000 catches, just like they did in 2019. Where, here's the problem though. That 2019 offense didn't need to be told to go do a summer of 10,000 catches. They just went and did it. Now it's like, oh, well, you got to because it's what is expected of you. Like, no, like the coaches aren't going to demand that they do it either. Like, do they want to be great? Oh, none of them met up in the park for any passing over the summer, over the late spring. Wow, not even once. Yeah, we're not going to this school. Like, that's the type of stuff that will happen. I'm very encouraged by LSU's receiving core. I know I'm not talking about Rich Anderson or Jordan Seaton rolling out and catching passes. We've been seeing footage of that lately, haven't we? I'm very encouraged because Sam Levitt burning defenders with his legs. RPO, even just being that RPO play action option where we've seen what happens when a defense doesn't have to respect the RPO setup because they know that your quarterback can't escape. He can't run the football. We've seen what that looks like with the last few years. It's horrible. So it's going to be beautiful to get back to Sam Levitt. At least the defense are going to have a fear that he could bust one loose on them. And really, he could bust more than that. He had 38 missed tackles forced in one season, starting at quarterback at Arizona State. Jane Daniels had only 40, had just 2 more than him. I shouldn't have said only 40 because 40 is an outrageous number, but in his Heisman year, he only had 2 more, just 2 more missed tackles forced than Sam Levitt. That's incredible. And it says the type of quarterback that Sam Levitt is, he will make you miss. But here's the thing. Then he can unleash it passing the football as well. He can make defenses pay passing the football. He can hammer the point home. We are going to beat your ass in every single way. He will be able to make defenses cover and force them to cover every blade of grass on the field. Getting them to gel, getting them to figure it out, that's a whole nother issue. And that's why guys like Peter Burns, LSU alum and big-time media guy with the SEC Network, Peter Burns has been saying that, hey, your quarterback just barely got healthy. He didn't even practice really in spring. All these new guys, all this new stuff, like, I'm not expecting this to work in year one. Like, and that was kind of like, ooh, like, and Kiffin said the same thing. It's not going to be year one. It's going to be year 2, year 3. But, a lot of coaches would say that to buy themselves a little bit of time, it's, and Kiffin deserves a few years here to kind of see what his vision is going to entail. Obviously. And see, I'm allowed to now take a look at your comments and see what's going on in the comments section. We got some comments that we haven't looked at here. Bruce Boston says, Lon, would you take a job at On3? Hell yeah. I would be honored. On3 is the leading. There's a reason they're the leaders in college football reporting, college football, coverage, and high school recruiting, all that stuff. There's a reason they're the leaders in that. And that's because Shannon Terry has a vision. And I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but Shannon Terry created Rivals, sold that, created Go 247. Or sorry, 247 Sports, I should say. Sold that, and then started On3. And On3 is the superior product of each one. Each one has gotten better. That's someone who I would be interested in working for, Shannon Terry. That's someone who I really want to see his process at work. That's someone who I think is really interesting as well. And also, there's things that they do as a company that really impress me, that they don't allow their writers to use AI to write. Whereas I worked for a company, I won't name who because I don't want to talk shit on people, but I worked for a company that literally was forcing us to use AI. And I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to be told how to write by a fucking machine. Like, if the editor wants to say, hey, this is bad grammar. If the editor wants to say, hey, let's make sure this is completely accurate. Can you get one more source to verify this? Or, whatever it is, the spell check or whatever. Like, okay, we can fix. Oh, this is too long. Whatever it is, I will fix things. I can coach myself. I can take coaching from others as well. I can amend things. But what I will not do is like lie about stuff. and just, oh, cut that out. We don't want that part in there. Like there's and I just won't let a machine like write for me. That's just something I will never do. So would I take a job at On3? Absolutely. I don't think they'll hire me though. I would love to work with them. I don't see why they wouldn't hire me, because I think I've shown that I've um had a lot of experience doing this, at least um as much as you can as an independent journalist. We've done a lot of things that a lot of people in covering LSU haven't done, and we're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that we're nowhere near doing. There's a lot of things that I wish we could have been able to do. There's a lot of things that I'm hoping to do. There's a lot of things that we're working every day to do. But I have the utmost respect and love for Shea Dixon. I know you guys have seen publicly a few squabbles between me and him, but so much more has been made of it by you guys than by between me and him. I absolutely love and respect him, and his wife Emily's amazing too. Always was so nice to me whenever I was there at LSU. Um, and then Shannon Terry running On3. I think he does a great job. I don't know how you could rip on a guy who's sold the company each time he's grown something and then sold it. It's still around, and it's still increasing in its value, and it's still like plugging away. Everyone thought 247 Sports was kind of dead there for a while, and now they've kind of made some good moves to kind of rebuild themselves again. But I would absolutely be honored, thrilled, and over the moon. It would be a life-changing thing to work for On3, because then I would actually be able to go to Louisiana to cover LSU. And that's the thing. That's the problem I think you guys need to understand with LSU Odyssey. I need to be able to make enough profit from this to be able to travel down there so I can actually cover the games and do this, like do this for real. If that's not possible through LSU Odyssey, but it's possible through, like, say, somewhere else trying to hire me, I might have to do that. I might have to consider that, regardless of all of that we've built. I'm very proud of what we built, and we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep owning it for the rest of time. But I do also want to cover LSU, and I'm sick of covering LSU from Utah and from home. I want to be back in the action, in the midst of everything. So if you want to support us to be able to live that dream, subscribe at LSUOdyssey.com/subscribe. Like, share, retweet, repost, all that stuff helps. But very, very strange question from you, Bruce. I wonder why you asked me that. There has been a lot of media movement for LSU media guys, hasn't there? I think that's my be why. Bruce also says, Lon, I really dig your articles lately, brother. Thanks, man. Which one's your favorite? Which article, which recent article is your favorite? I want to hear. Go 101 says, yo, when was the Peyton show going to be rescheduled? We answered that earlier. You probably saw that, but Hermload says, you're the GOAT. No, you are Herm. Hermload says, then Jackson Harris is wide receiver 1. His footage is quite convincing, isn't it? And you know what? He's backed it up in spring. It's not like he's only good at Hawaii. He's translated it over to LSU so far, man. Flying Monkey Stunts 9730 says, keep plugging, Lon. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I mean, who are you, Flying Monkey? Flying Monkey Stunts. I want to know who you are. This is interesting. That's hilarious. King Daniel 1680 says 37 of Harris's 59 receptions were first downs in 2025. Yeah, man. He averaged over 15 yards a catch himself. Almost every single receiver that LSU brought in the portal averaged over 12 yards per catch last year. Like, it was unreal, the numbers. King Daniel 1680 says 37 of Jackson. Oh, that's the same one. So it's 37 of 49. Let's look that up real quick here. We got his stuff open, I thought. Let's see here. Jackson Harris. Dun, 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 dun. Did you all know that Jackson is my middle name? Jackson Harris was 16 of 22 on contested catches as well. 39 first down catches. So 39 first down catches from 39 first down catches from 49 catches. From 49 grabs overall, 39 went first downs. Good Lord, guys. Good Lord. Hermload says, I love the one you wrote on the rushing game recently. Oh, the one we wrote on Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith's running game, guys. I love what I'm seeing from him. I love it. It could be running back by committee, but I think they're going to find their number one guy and ride the beast, ride the snake, because that's usually what they do. At the same time, you've got a few good guys there, few really good guys, and you do have some depth. You do have some options to choose from, and you do have a damn good running backs coach. And that article is chock full of next level stats. We just talked about the rushing attack, and we read parts of that article in a show, I think a week ago. So definitely go back and check that out if you want to watch it, because we're going through position group by position group. If you haven't noticed, we're writing articles, and we're going to do videos as well after to kind of like hammer it all home, to kind of cover all of our bases, to say like, hey, to our people who don't have time to read the articles, we're going to do these shows for you. For those who read the articles but also want something more, here's some more, like, very simple. Everybody, God, I love being an LSU Tiger. I love it. And also, everybody, the music we heard early in the show was from our guy Cordell Music, and also this shirt is from Cordell, from his shop, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Guys, that graphic is sick. That graphic is outrageous. And look at this. Let me get another one, because there's a variety of options from our guy Cordell. He has not paid us to. This is not like a paid endorsement from him. This is just one friend helping out another. I love Cordell. He's a great person. He's always supported LSU Odyssey. He's always like defended us. Even though you don't have to defend me, you don't have to. People don't have to do that or whatever for me to like you or to stay friends with you. It's not a requirement. But I remember that type of shit, because he didn't have to do that, stick his neck out for me like that. He did. And Cordell is just an absolute great dude. Here's another one, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, purple and gold right here. And then you got me right here with the purple and black, my favorite, and the little bit of man boobage that we're almost done with getting rid of. We've lost 7 pounds over the last, I think it's been almost 3 weeks that we've been doing this, maybe a month now that we've been doing this new regimen of, man, it feels like we don't really sleep much. We do. It's just, it's weird parts. It feels like we don't eat much, but we just eat at different different moments, and we're never tired. We're never hungry. And I don't feel like shit anymore. Like there's some areas on my body I've had surgeries, so I'm just gonna feel kind of gross and icky and achy in some of these areas. Like my foot, I broke my metatarsal. Um, someone stamped on my metatarsal in a soccer game. I still feel it. I feel it a lot lately, recently. Probably because of all the running we've been doing, all the jogging, all the treadmill, all the lifting of it too. We've been lifting with the feet and all that stuff to try and get that strength back down there, but also upper body, all that stuff. We're very inspired by our dude, our really close friend, and a former former LSU national champion, LaRon Landry. He's a workout beast and a workout fiend, and he told me, "Man, you're getting a bit doughy. You gotta you don't look as good as you looked even just 3 months ago. You look like this. You're looking way too doughy, and you're looking like you're getting big." And man, I didn't think I'd been big in a while. And here's the thing: 2 kids will do it to you, even though you feel like you're running to the ground and they're making you, do all this cardio to keep up with them. Your kids make you fat at the same time too. It's like God, if you weren't so cute, if you weren't so amazing, you'd be a curse. I'm just joking. I love my kids. You guys know that. But everybody, I want to wish you a happy Monday night. We'll be doing another live. We're going to start doing I should stop saying I'm trying to work on that. We're going to start doing player profiles, not just in written mode, but video mode. So you're going to get probably a lot more videos than you expected from us over the next few weeks, where it's just going to be bam, 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 bam. And if you haven't, check out our shorts. We've been uploading a ton of shorts from our recent videos where we're cutting the best parts, trying to post those around, to share those, to gain some traction to the site, and it's worked. LSU Odyssey is now, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. LSU Odyssey's numbers are just booming on Twitter. They're booming on the site. They're booming on Instagram. We still don't have many followers on Instagram, so we need to build that up a bit more, but we're consistently going live from Instagram. So if you're watching us on Instagram right now and you're not following us, what the hell are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? Follow us. Be part of the family. Come on, come join us. We also have a Facebook page, LSU Odyssey on Facebook. Join us there. Guys, we're going all out. We have a dream. We want to live this dream. We want to cover LSU. Other people want to cover LSU to make it a ladder to go to something else. For us, LSU is the ladder. That is the dream. And we would really walk to Louisiana to do it. If I didn't have 2 kids to take care of, there's a lot of risks we'd be taking right now to cover games and to do all that. And a lot of times we'd be close to rent, barely make rent and stuff like that. Sadly, when you have a few kids, it takes that type of risk taking off the table. We've tried, we've done as much as we can, but we definitely need your help. We need your help, guys. We need your help. We need some more of your support. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been amazing to us since 2020. Actually, no, take that back. Since 2019, when I think a lot of people first started seeing our stuff. AG Anthony, Anthony Gillespie, someone I know in person. A lot of you know just online, but I knew him here in Utah. And he was a diehard LSU fan too, and he really got my fanhood just going crazy. He was getting me even more into LSU than I was, it felt. Around 2014, 2015, he'd be telling me about guys like Miles Brennan's going to be a great quarterback, years before he came onto campus. So Anthony is very much in the know, AG. And then when we rediscovered each other on Twitter, he was like, "Bro, you're writing LSU stuff. This is crazy." And so he got me into all these groups, introduced me to all these people, from Peggy to Nurse Court to to LSU Dan, Clayeth. I mean, the list goes on of people. Tony Two Bets. He introduced me to all these guys, kind of the OGs. And from there to this day, so many people have stuck with us. Some have jumped off the train and jumped back on. Like it is what it is. And I just love doing this. I love doing it for this fan base. The number one fan base in the country deserves the number one coverage of the number one program in the country. There's nothing like LSU. There's nothing more entertaining, more spellbinding, more spine tingling. I mean, we are lucky to wake up every day as Tigers and not, an Alabama fan. Your mascot's a fucking elephant. Like, or a Clemson fan where your mascot is like your methed out stepdad with a gun, like he's robbing the Walgreens again. Shit. Guys, absolutely love talking to you all. Hermload in the chat. We got King Daniel, Flying Monkey Stunts, 9730. We got Bruce Boston in the house. We got Go 101. King Cole is always watching. What's up, King Cole? Paul Tarver, one of our favorite people. Paul, happy Monday, brother. Thank you for always watching. Thank you for always supporting. This is like the first live. I don't think we've seen a comment from you in some time. Hopefully you're okay. Hopefully you didn't fall down a sewer somewhere. And hopefully we hear from you soon. We usually have a bunch of people watching the show after the fact as well. Jen, thank you so much, Jen. You're such a sweet lady. And I can't forget Jamer. Jamer's amazing. She just got great news as well about her health. She's doing good, and prayers work, man. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting what we do. Thank you so much. We don't look at the numbers. We never look at the numbers of how much people are in here. We came up with a method a long time ago where we roll up a piece of tape with a little piece of cardboard on it, just big enough, and we stick it right there. And so we never know if it's 2 people watching, if it's 2,000 people, or it's 150,000. Like, there's only a few times I've actually really known how many people watched our live streams. But guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming out and checking us out and watching us, supporting us, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff. We can't do it without you. Thank you so much for the push. And as always, go Tigers, baby. Oh, and one last thing. News this week. News. Oh, and also tomorrow evening, LSU Odyssey, myself, I will be on Tiger Rag Radio as a guest. So tune into Tiger Rag Radio at, let me see the text that Glenn Gilbo sent me. At 7 p.m. Central. At 7 p.m. Central, we will be on Tiger Rag Radio. So, guys, thank you so much for supporting. This will be like our third appearance on Tiger Rag over the last year or so. They've been so good to us. Todd Horn, Jim McCready, of course, the great Glenn Gilbo. There's Andre Champagne, who's now at 247. He was there at Tiger Rag. Great crew, great people. Really, Jeff Palermo as well, another one from that crew. Great people at Tiger Rag, great crew, great at what they do. A lot of big scoops they were getting in the last year or so, last 2 years, doing fantastic work. So I'm very honored to be on that show again. Definitely check us out tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central on Tiger Rag Radio. We will be guesting. And keep your eyes peeled because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on for the next week and a half. Just buckle up.